Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Hump Day, Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to jump on here today because I was going through some information uh, that came across YouTube not too long ago, and there was a terrible shooting out in Oklahoma in the wee hours of the morning. And I wanted to bring you all that said information. So I'll wait till I get a few people in the chat. Okay, I've got 3 in the room. Thanks so much. No super chats through the live. Thank you so much. If you would like to donate to the cause of the channel, I greatly appreciate it. Uh, Cash App, $ Big Angie 129. Thank you so much. And please, no super chats during the live. Thank you, Christy. How are you? Hello, Pretty K. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you all so much for joining me. I want to bring you all this really just horrible story out of Oklahoma. It's a sad story. Hi, Jessica. How you doing? If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to CNN News. Hi, Miss Zionessa. How you doing? CNN is the source. 5 children and a man are killed in a shooting in Muskogee, Oklahoma. A shooting at a home in eastern Oklahoma has left 5 children and a man dead and a woman hospitalized with serious injuries, police said Tuesday morning. A suspect, Jerron Dijon Prejean, 25, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, was taken into custody after someone called 911 about the shooting early Tuesday in Muskogee. Police spokeswoman Lynn Hamlin said police did not immediately release the names and ages of the victims or information about a motive, but investigators believe the victims were a family and that the suspect lived with them, Hamlin said. She did not know whether the suspect was related to the victims, she said. It was not random because they all did live in this home together, Hamlin told reporters Tuesday. But as far as what all of those relationships look like, we just don't know that yet. Police were called around 1:30 a.m. Tuesday. Hamlin said someone called 911 from a cell phone Tuesday around 1:30 a.m. Central Time about several people having been shot at the home in Muskogee, a city of about 37,000 residents, roughly 40-mile drive southeast of Tulsa. Hamlin didn't know who made the call, she said. When officers arrived, they saw a suspect leaving the residence with a gun in his hand. One of our officers fired at that suspect, missing him, Hamlin said. Okay. The suspect ran, but officers arrested him after a short chase, Hamlin said. Inside the home, officers found 4 children and a man dead, along with the injured child and the injured woman, all of whom had been shot, police said. The wounded child and woman were taken by helicopter to a Tulsa hospital where the child was pronounced dead, police said. The woman was being treated for life-threatening injuries at the hospital, police said. Muskogee Public Schools released a statement saying it lost 2 members of our student family at Creek Elementary and that it would immediately make arrangements for additional counseling services. We are saddened by this tragic loss and our deepest sympathies go out to all those impacted, Superintendent Gerard Mendenhall said. The suspect was being held in the Muskogee County Jail Tuesday morning, Hamlin said. She did not detail the charges on which he was being held. He has chosen to not cooperate with the investigation at this time. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to CNN News. So there was a shooting early yesterday morning in Muskogee, Oklahoma. 5 children were murdered inside this home. A man was also murdered. A woman and another child was rushed to the hospital where the woman is in, I guess, serious condition, and the other child perished at the said hospital. They do not know the relation of the young man. He is in custody. Police saw him leaving the home with a gun. They went after him, shot at him. I guess he continued to run. They eventually apprehended him. He is not cooperating with law officials at this moment, and he is 25 years of age. I'm assuming that all parties are African American. His mugshot is in the article. He is African American. I just watched the story on Court TV, and that's how I came across the storyline pertaining to this crazy story of this guy, 25 years of age. Hey, Carol, how you all doing? Hello, Palace and Pugs. This is really sickening because when you open up the Court TV video on YouTube, this is where I found the story, you'll see this beautiful baby, and I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but the child has like a little bonnet on their head. And I mean, the cutest baby with these big old jaws. And I'm just looking at this baby's picture and I'm thinking to myself, wow, you killed these kids, this baby, this man, and you shot at this lady, and by the grace of God, she's holding on at the hospital. And I don't know the relation of all these people, who they are to one another, but this is so sad. Hello, friend. How you doing? Sounds like that same incident that happened in Indianapolis. Yes, Pretty K. It does sound like that. And then we find out in that case in Indianapolis, that was a brother who was upset at the father because he wanted to go out or something, and the father told him no. And next thing you know, he's gunned down everybody in the house. I could have sworn I just read in a previous article, which was very short, that the lady was shot in the head. So if I stand correct, I will put a correction in the video. But this is heinous. This is so, so heinous. And like I said, when you open up the video on YouTube, it is Court TV. If you want to verify this story, Court TV gives a more in-depth of the ages, because I didn't write it down, but they are small children. You get the said information from Court TV, and you can log over into YouTube to get the said information. But nonetheless, it is tragic that a person will get up in the wee hour morning, shoot these people, and then walk out of the house like it's nothing with a gun in his hand. And I mean, hello, Harold, how you doing? So it's kind of like, hola. So it's like, I mean, where were you going with this gun in your hand? You're walking out as if, what? And what did these kids do to you? I mean, if you had some issue with the adults in the house, okay. But you didn't have to kill the kids. This is so sickening to me. And when I look at that baby's face, oh my goodness, this baby is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous baby. And I'm just like, wow. No, he's not cooperating. Well, I guess he felt like he had a reason. You know, hey, what did I tell you all? Don't ask why. Don't ask why. Why a person does anything. Hello, Hawkeye, how you doing? I did it because I could. That's how these people think. This is how they navigate on the earth. They do what they want when they want. Be bothered when they want. Pop off when they want. Snuff you out when they want. They don't have no regard for life. And now we're curious to know, who is the person that called 911? Hello, how you doing, Amanda? Because somebody called 911 in the wee hours of the morning. They do not know who made the 911 call. So now that's a bit scary, because now you have to ask yourself, who is the person that dialed the phone? Did they hear the gunshots? Was it a neighbor? Were they awoken, by the gunshots? So they decided to call the police, because naturally that would make you stand up out your bed. Or if you were, up watching TV or something, and you hear pow, 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 pow. 6 shots, I think, would make anybody be aware. And especially when you have neighbors, they're going to know, okay, this is coming out somebody's house right close on this block. So possibly a neighbor called. We will find out later. But you can verify the story on Court TV. It is an uploaded video on YouTube at the moment. And this is just very scary. Wonder if it was a woman, since she's still alive. What do you mean? Hello, Mr. Brown. How are you doing? This is probably the sickest mess. I mean, it's like every day is something. And this is so terrible to see a person killing babies. I mean, it's not right for him to have shot the adults. And I don't know what was going on in the house, if they had, altercations, personal problems, or whatever. Nonetheless, that is not the way to, reconcile your problems with people. You can't just shoot people because you're angry with them, or you're not having your way with them, and then you kill these kids. I mean, this is horrible. I grew up with guns, but we never even ever thought to touch that unless instructed to. Wait a minute. Carol, I'm trying to retrieve your comment. Fetch it by my father, and he would never think to point it at any human. I was wondering if it was the woman who made that call, the one who's in the hospital. I don't know, baby. I thought about that too. Was it somebody else in the house? There were a lot of questions that were asked during the interview that you'll see on Court TV. There's reporters out there asking questions about were there anybody else in the house that they know of. She couldn't answer. Don't know the relations of the guy to the victims. Trying to think what else was said. This is crazy. I just love listening to you. Hello from Joshua Tree, California. Well, hello, Miss Gobb. How are you doing? And I love that name, Joshua Tree, California. I wish I was in California, but not Cal City. Shut your mouth. Let me say that. I'll take the outskirts of LA right about now. Yes, the Queen. The Queen could see California in the near future. That would be wonderful. But this is bad. This is real bad. Because now he's left a victim that can testify in court. God, she survives her injuries. She'll be able to testify against him to say, this is the person that shot me and the rest of the people in the house. But now we sit and wonder why he shot all these people. What did they do to him for him to say, well, I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to shoot everybody in the house. And I'm also going to shoot these kids in this house. And they're innocent. They're just babies. Why would you want to shoot these kids? Surprised it made the news, honestly, but I know why it did. The news isn't going to report all the stories where men have killed their entire family, especially when it's a white man. Okay. Alrighty then. Hello, how you doing, Queen Creek, Arizona? Wow, interesting name, Queen Creek. Okay. You all are calling from some very interesting places. I've got so many interesting places in here. I've got Texas, I've got Arizona, I've got all these wonderful, wonderful places in the chat. Thank you all for joining me. I've got 45 in the room, 20 thumbs up, no super chats during the live. Thank you so very much. I wasn't going to hold you guys long. I just saw the story and I thought I'd get it out there because this is horrific. Oh, you're from Kentucky. Well, you're right next door to me, Jessica. You're just a hop and a skip away from the Queen. Hello, Washington State, here but grew up in New Hampshire. Okay, Carol, Washington. In one day, 3 different fathers killed their entire family, just saying. Yeah, I haven't touched that story yet that's going on down in Florida. I haven't even opened Pandora's box on that shooting that happened in Florida. Okay, we have Jessica in Ohio. So you're still up the highway as well. Ohio is not that far from the Queen. Because I'm 3 hours I'm 3 hours from Lexington, Kentucky. Oh, UK here. Yes, and I have the UK. Thank you, Nubian. Thank you so much. You know I'm a fan of the UK. Anybody that knows the Queen knows. If I could get on a plane right now and go to London, oh, baby, Queen would go. I would go in a heartbeat. I surely would. Okay, you in Covington. Okay, you in Covington. Oh, I've heard of Covington. Okay. Something new every day. Yes, Pretty K. And that's what I've been saying to you guys when I do the lives, is that no matter the story that I bring to you, there's always going to be something just as crazy and neurotic as the day before. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Nubian. Thank you so much. Every day there's something. Every moment that you are sleeping, eating, working, lounging, someone is being harmed, someone is being hurt, someone is being shot, someone is being disposed of. Sadly, those things that you don't think about, those things you shouldn't even have to think about, you're going about your way, your day, you're minding your business, know that somebody's being harmed in the same town or across town or the next town over. It's sickening. Andrea, how you doing, sweetie? This is just horrible. And I'm telling you, when I saw the picture of that baby, oh my gosh, those jaws on that baby, and the baby has a little bonnet on his head. I'm just like, man, come on. Really? You this callous and low down? You gonna snuff out these kids like this? And he looks younger than 25. He looks like a kid himself. I don't know what his malfunction was or is, but he's just messed up his entire life by killing all those people. And it's probably over something just as stupid and petty. Just like what happened in Indianapolis. That was petty. Killing your family because your father won't let you go outside. He doesn't want you to go outside, so you're going to kill your brothers and sisters. You killed a pregnant girl. You killed your brother's girlfriend. who was damn near due, in that case, all because your daddy said you'd get in trouble if you left the house. Well, he can tell you that because you're still a minor and you're living in his house. So you're going to kill everybody in the house. You can't go outside to play. Okay. So now we have to wonder, what set this 25-year-old black male off to where he would gun down children and a man and a woman? And the woman is injured. She is alive. They took her and a child to the hospital. The child didn't survive, but the woman is alive. He killed his unborn niece and nephew. Well, Latasha, look, your mom and daddy come before the niece and nephew, so that shows you he didn't even care about his own parents. I think it was his father and stepmother, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if they had some type of family dynamic issues, but it's crazy nonetheless. Good afternoon. How you doing, Melanie? How you doing? Because, people have all type of stuff going on with them that leads them, to do crazy stuff. So you have to wonder, what happened, and I keep telling myself, never ask why, because the why never matters. But of course, we're human. We're going to ask questions, why somebody shot somebody, killed somebody. And like I said, that reasoning in Indianapolis is just ignorant. That's ignorant. And I got a funky feeling that this case is probably no different than the story in Indianapolis. Who's to say somebody didn't want him there, didn't want him staying there? And this is really, really crazy. And, okay, during the summer, my daughter and grandkids found a gun in the creek which runs through the property. That gun was turned over to police. Come to find out it was used in a heinous crime. Yes. That's why they threw it in the creek. They didn't think somebody was going to go in there and get it out. But, there was a case here in Knoxville last year I brought to you guys. So if some of you are new to the channel, you can go back and check out this story of these two women who were in a home. They lived in a home together. They were roommates, and they were found deceased in the home. They were gunned down by an African-American male. It was two white women. I knew one of the women. We had met each other briefly when I used to, go out back in the day, bar hopping and going dancing and stuff. I met this lady, and we had befriended one another. And now she's deceased. All because of somebody they had staying in their house. Someone jumped on the channel a week ago to let me know that the black guy who was staying at the house, the guy who killed him, was staying there. And he also shot my friend's daughter, associate's daughter. And they found her in a street, a little ways over. And I never found out from that story what his relation was to the people in the house. So obviously he stayed there with the two Caucasian women. I don't know if the daughter stayed there as well, because I didn't know if maybe he dated the daughter or what, but someone jumped on the channel a week or two ago and said they couldn't explain the situation, which I didn't understand that either. But she just let me know that that guy that killed all of them, he lived in the house with them. So here it is, a young black guy living in the house with two white women, and he kills the two white women in the house who were roommates, and then he also kills one of the roommates' daughter. And they found her thrown out in the middle of a road, near Liberty Street. For those who are familiar with the Knoxville area, it was just like, this is crazy. Well, why you throw her out in the street? See, people are crazy out here. But I think the scary part of this story is because I knew one of the victims. I've been around this victim. I've talked to this victim. I sat in this victim's house before. Do you see where I'm going? That's, to me, scary as hell. To know that you've talked to somebody, sat in her home, spent time with this person, and then you watch the news one day, and you're looking at the photograph, and you're saying to yourself, I know that's not who I think it is. So then you go to Facebook, and look them up, and you're saying, no, that's not this person. And the reason why I couldn't recognize her is because Millie had lost a lot of weight. But the face looked familiar. And that is I'm telling you, I was so broke up from that story last year because I just could not understand how in the world this guy could gun them down in that damn house and leave them in there and then go kill the daughter of one of the women. You understand what I'm saying? And throw her out in the street. She was found on a public street, thrown out. I said, this Negro here, you are foul. You are foul. And then they ended up finding him not too far from the said house where he murdered the women. But you see, you don't know people. And I keep telling people you have to be very careful of the people that you take up with, because all these cases mirror each other. People letting people stay in their homes, and they don't really know these people they got staying in their houses. So as you're sleeping and slumbering, you've got a damn demonic spirit walking around your house with 2 feet, 2 hands, and you don't know that while they are staying in your house, have a key to your house, or coming in and out of your door, they are secretly wanting you dead, or will pop off at a given moment to get you dead. I mean, because who thinks somebody's going to kill them one day? Just going to walk in the house and just shoot you. So what I wondered about that story was, what type of relationship did all of them have with him? What was going on? Had he been acting violent or talking crazy? I'll never know, because I don't have anyone to ask, because I didn't want to, invade one of the victim's sons. I didn't want to, invade his personal space by asking him, anything personal, because I didn't feel like it was appropriate time to be asking anything. But I often wondered that, what was his relation to everybody? Why was he in their house? Why did he even kill these people? Because what did they do to him for him to kill them? And this story is the same. You've got small children in the house. You've gunned down these kids. You killed a man. And I don't know if the man was married to the woman who's at the hospital right now. What are their relations to one another? Are they dating or whatever? But nonetheless, a man and some kids are dead. And the mother, who I'm assuming is the mother of the children, she's in a hospital trying to hold on to life. Lord have mercy, Jesus. God help us all. This is just so terrible. Well, I don't want to keep you all. Mercy. There's always something. As they say, this old man used to say to me, it's going to be some smoke in the city. Indeed. This is definitely some smoke in the city. A local homeless aid worker let one of his clients in his house. The homeless guy killed him and chopped him up. His roommate found him. Oh, dear God. Good Lord. Carol. Oh, Jesus. These are the results from how the pandemic was handled. The isolation, anxiety, depression, hopelessness. Check up on your people. Yeah, people do need to check up on people. That's the thing. Nobody's calling. Nobody wants to visit. That's what's wrong with everybody. Nobody visits people anymore. Just goes to show you don't really know folks. No, you don't. So sorry for your friend, Hateful Hearts Demons group killing now. Yeah, it's very terrible. Very terrible. Very terrible. But my thing is this. There are a lot of people who are just crazy anyway. I don't think it would even matter with COVID. You see people are always still killing people, hurting people, harming people, raping women, men, whatever, sodomizing children or whatever before COVID. You just have some evil people out here. They don't have a life. They don't have a focus. They've got demented ideologies and thoughts, and they need to see a counselor, see a therapist. But instead, they act out on those fantasies and those, thoughts when they know, hey, this is not right. They should go get help. But they won't get help. Queen, have you seen the article in the news about the 14-year-old stabbed in IG Live by another girl? The girl's mom. Wait a minute. The girl's mom put her own daughter up to was in the state of Louisiana. No, I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, Chris Watts. Oh, God. That's how I think about that Chris Watts story. I watched that on Netflix. For those of you who have Netflix, and you need to tune into that, because that's a very interesting story on Netflix. I mean, it shows all these text messages between the wife and her husband. And I don't know, when I watched that just watching those text messages pop up on the screen just freaked me out. It just creeped me out watching those text messages up on that screen, because it's like you're getting a glimpse of her life. You're getting a glimpse of what she was going through with her husband. You were getting a glimpse of their relationship, which is obvious it was not good. And the crazy part is that Chris is the ultimate chameleon. He is the ultimate chameleon, because you see, even while he and his wife were having problems, he never, I don't think he ever acted out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was violent. I don't think he was the type that would call his wife names or trip out or flip out. You could see in his response to her when she'd ask about them, what they were going through. All his commentary that they showed now was very mild mannered. He had an answer for everything. You said the documentary on YouTube is better? Okay. He was very mild mannered in his response to her in the text messages. So I could see that he was the type of guy he didn't like to rock the boat. He wasn't that type of guy that probably flew off the handle, get flipped, trip out, flip out, act violent. He just held everything inside, which a lot of men do. They don't get mad. They don't punch walls. They don't say nothing when they're upset or angry. They just keep it to themselves. That's what I think of with Chris. When I looked at those text messages, he knew all along he was unhappy. He knew all along he didn't want to be married to her. He knew all along he no longer wanted to be a father. That was obvious from him killing the kids. He checked out of that relationship with his wife and checked out as a father. And all he had to do was just tell her, honey, I'm sorry, but I'm not happy. I'm sorry. You're a great gal, but this isn't working for me. And that's really all he had to do. A nosy neighbor. Well, mad at the neighbors for having cameras. He did that to himself. He did that to himself. They were going to look at him anyway, even if the neighbor never had a camera. You're always the first person that they look at when you're married to someone. That's just common sense. You're going to always be the first person that the police looks at when a spouse goes missing, or when a spouse is found deceased or discarded or thrown out. You are the first person that they're going to look at. But that story is crazy to me. It's a horrible story. That Chris Watts story creeps me out. Watching his demeanor and watching the camera that was on the cop when they were walking through the house, and her friend was walking around the house because she was concerned about her. That whole scenery. The cop, the girlfriend, Chris, and the neighbor next door, they're all talking with each other and stuff. And he knows all along that he's killed that woman and those kids. And he's just talking and, acting like he's, concerned. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, wow, this is crazy. He was really, you know what I'm saying? Laying it on thick. But the neighbor told it. He's never talked this much in his life. He said he never had any conversation. He said, I knew something was wrong when he started talking, because he's never talked this much. So you see, the neighbor had been around them, so he knew his demeanor. And once it came out that the wife was missing, kids, well, the neighbor knew that something was off with Chris, and it was. And that's what's so sad, is that he walked around pretending that he, was so concerned about his family. Right, no remorse. And he knew exactly where everyone was. This story is just, that's a very horrible story. But Nubian, I will check out that story when I log off of here. I will go to YouTube and pull that story up and check the documentary, because I'd like to see their version of the said story. I watched 5 minutes of it, couldn't watch anymore. Yes, it's hard to watch, because you're watching in true time. Police come to the house, walk through the house with the camera on them. You're watching his demeanor, his conversation. You're listening to her girlfriend talk about not hearing from her. You're watching all these people interact, and the killer is standing amongst everybody in the room, and nobody knows that he's killed his family, and he's just, like I said, laying it on thick, going with the flow, pretending he's concerned, when all along he snuffed out his family. And everybody's sitting there holding a conversation with him. That's cold. Please do. I loved it. Wicked man, narcissist. Yes, I'm going to check it out. What's the name of the documentary video on YouTube? Nubian, she wants to know the name of the documentary. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out when I get off of here, because I'm trying to catch up on all my reality shows that I've missed for about a month now, talking about all this craziness out west, and I want to do something else today. I don't want to do too much negative stuff, because that's all I've been talking about for the past week. Well, 4 weeks rather, of just nonstop negativity pertaining to children and death. But a lot of people like true crime, so I bring you the said stories that I think that you all might be interested in. But once again, this is a very horrible, horrible story out of Oklahoma, Muskogee, Oklahoma. And this 25-year-old black male has gunned down these children in this house, and a male and another female. And the female is currently in the hospital, and we will pray for her that she survives and she will give testimony to this person who shot her. Chris Watts, there's a lot on there. XX, I always watch true crime, makes me have sense left alive. She lost her 5 kids, yes. But see, what's going to be interesting is what reason he's going to give for why he killed all those people. Because in the end, it's not going to matter. We still won't like him. And I don't even know if he's even going to talk. Because right now, he's not cooperating with the police. So I don't know if he's just going to wait and get a lawyer and then let the lawyer go to court. And you can't ask for a plea deal because you're not going to get a plea deal with killing that many people. It's no way. There's no way. I think he's related. Oh, I'm sure he's related to him. Oh, Melissa said that's not far from my household. Melissa, you in Oklahoma? Thank you, Nubian. He the devil. House to shooting. Melissa, you're in Oklahoma? I thought that's where Candace lives. Candace that be in the chat. Okay. So you're in Oklahoma. Candace is in Oklahoma too, I thought. I thought Candace said she lives in Oklahoma unless she's moved. Last time she was on early in the week, she said she was in Missouri. So I don't know what she was doing there. I don't know if she was there for work or what, but I thought Candace said she lived in Oklahoma. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys. That's the said story. When I get any more information pertaining to the story, I will bring you guys an update. When I get more information pertaining to the other mischief going on out in California, I will bring you that. I don't have any updates pertaining to that. Of course, you all know about the prayer they had, and I didn't really think it was necessary for me to do a video pertaining to that. I'm just really tired of that situation right now because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. No real updates on anything. Oh, Super Kirk, you in Oklahoma too? Everybody's in Oklahoma. What in the world? What's going on in Oklahoma? Yes. Pretty K, you're funny. Yes, the Wild Wild West. I got all these Westerners in here. I got Washington, Texas, Oklahoma. I'm surprised nobody jumped in and said they was from Nevada. Oh my gosh. You all are so funny. You all are so funny. But I want to thank you all for supporting the Queen. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. If you ever want to chat with the Queen, send me any information pertaining to anything, you can look me up on IG, Big Sexy 71 Australia. Well, thank you so much. Yes, this was an early live. I decided to get you all to join me for just a couple of minutes because this story just broke, so I wanted to hurry up and get it out there so you all can be familiarized with the story. You can log on out of here, go into YouTube, and pull up the Court TV has a version so far of what allegedly took place yesterday morning in Oklahoma. Not a whole lot of information. They basically just give you the ages of the children and nothing really substantial because, as you see, the guy's not talking. So we know that he killed them in the house, left the house, walked out with a gun. Police asked him to stop. They fired. I guess a chase ensued. They apprehended him, and he is now not cooperating with law officials. And he is 25 years of age. He is an African-American male. And I don't know what his relation is to the victims, but 9 times out of 10, he probably stayed with those people and decided to go ham for whatever reason. But it was a wrong reason because he had no business killing them damn kids. Those kids ain't done nothing to him. He had no right to take the life of those children. None whatsoever. And he didn't have the right to take the lives of the adult male because the woman is probably barely hanging on in the hospital. Hello, Sophia. How you doing? Hello, everybody. You all joining me late? Miss Ramila Rickson. Oh, anytime. I don't mind. Oh, Wesley, you're in St. Paul. Wow. Woo, cold. Oh, my goodness. Bye, Butterfly. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your support and the kind birthday wishes once again. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for commenting. This has been an interesting journey on this box, but I will bring you all another riveting story. I may go live once I get my other devices set up this evening, if I can get everything together. But I may bring you something later. Why is it so easy to kill children? Just saying, maybe they probably told him to get out. Yeah, Tina, that's what I was thinking, that he was staying there, and maybe he wasn't contributing to the household, or he was doing something, deviant, whatever, altercations, argument, and they said, hey, we want you gone, we want you to get out. So he said, okay, if I get out, y'all getting out. So he shot him. Candace, hey, I just talked you up. Candace, where do you live? I've got several people in the chat from Oklahoma, and I told them I think you live in Oklahoma. So tell me where you stay. I guess she'll write it down here in a minute. Candace, are you still in Oklahoma, dear? Oh, you're in Missouri now. Okay, so you mentioned that the other day. I didn't know if you were just visiting Missouri or you've moved. Wow, we should all go to lunch. Yeah, y'all. Well, you ain't gonna be going to lunch with Candace because Candace in Missouri now. Oh Lord, this young girl knows she stays somewhere gone. Lord have mercy. Okay, well, Candace, you be safe out there in Missouri, your new location. Well, wish you well with everything you're doing. I wish all of you well. And prayers for all of you. Prayers, too, for some lady in the chat that says her daughter is sick. I can't remember her name, but she commented in the comment box that she has a sick child. So whoever you are in the comment section, you know who I'm talking about. We'll be praying for your little girl that you said is sick. Oh, you got a new job. Good. Well, Candy, you keep your head up and you stay out of trouble. And don't be getting into no mess out there in Missouri. I don't want to have to come out there with no belt and spank you. So you just behave. Well done job. Yes. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're able to move on to a better place. Hopefully this place and the job will be better than where you were, because I'm assuming you went there for a reason. So I pray everything works out for you. Holla at me later on IG, Miss Candace. I'm going to check out of here, you guys. When I get an update to the said information, I will. You won't catch me. I ain't about to be running. How about that, Miss Lady? Miss Jackson? Queen ain't about to chase you with no belt. I'm just going to roll up on you like, how you doing, Candace? And whop, hit your bottom. Like your mama, okay? Yeah, the queen could be sly now. Thank you, Nubian. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. I will be back. If there's any other updates pertaining to Cal City, Lord, I'll bring that said information to you guys. There's a lot of buffoonery going on pertaining to that situation out there. As you all know, the last 2 lives I've done, I'm just beyond disgusted. I'm just beyond disgusted. But I am going to drop a little tea in the chat for just a second, because I said I don't really like talking about certain things pertaining to that case. I saw on a YouTube channel in the late morning by Candace that, and I don't know if this is true, but is it true that Trezell got on a YouTuber's channel and left commentary on someone's channel? Or is this somebody pretending to be Trezell West? Lord have mercy. I'm done. I'm so done, I don't know what to do. Trezell, if that was you, bye-bye. Yeah, told her to stop listening to them folks. Well, Pretty K, this is on somebody's YouTube channel. This isn't gossip. This is on a YouTube channel. So that's what I'm getting ready to say. Fake account, no doubt. Maybe, but what I'm saying is, YouTube channel or not, pretending or not, it's still sad that somebody would even go to the lengths of going in Google and putting in that name and pretending to be Trezell. So far, we have not seen him speak on anyone's platform on YouTube, and I did never think he would. But let's say that it is Trezell. It'd be quite interesting what he told him. Telling somebody they need to get a life. Well, homeboy, what we can say to you is, you should have got a life. You and Jacqueline should have got a life. You two should have went out here and went and got a job, went to school, and got a life. Instead of taking in foster children and adopting babies to fund your pocketbook. So whether it's the real Trezell or not, it's still the same. If somebody is rallying for him with a fake account, your ass just as sick as he is, if indeed it's a fake person. And if it's indeed Trezell, you don't have no reason to say anything to anybody about getting a damn life. Because if you killed those kids, you and Jacqueline, you just forfeited both of your lives. Thanks for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Yes, throw the whole family away. Indeed. Bye-bye.